Whoa. Things are just getting crazy and I don't know what's happening. Hey guys, it's Jess and I've had to wait over a week to film because our light has been run out for over a week and it's kind of hard to film a video in the dark. But they finally fixed it, so now I can record. So if you read the title, then you clearly know that this video is about Pretty Little Liars. If you watch Pretty Little Liars, then right now you know that all we really know is that Charles is A, but we don't really know who Charles is. I made a different video a few months ago where I asked people if they knew who Charles was, and clearly no one did. But if you are a diehard fan of Pretty Little Liars and you know that Marlene King, who is the creator of the show, is always tweeting random hints and clues, and she listed 5 episodes to watch to look for clues about who Charles is, and I watched those 5 episodes, and I took notes in this handy dandy notebook. So this video is pretty much just going to be me reading the different clues that I got from those episodes, and then also sharing other random thoughts that I have about Pretty Little Liars and Charles and A and all of the random stuff that's going on that no one understands what the heck is happening. Before I read my notes, I'm going to tell you who my current Charles suspects are, because that will help you understand why I took my notes in the manner that I did. I think that it could be Lucas. I think that it could be Ren. I think that it could be Detective Holbrook. I have some other theories, but we'll get to that in the notes. The first episode we were supposed to watch was Season 3, Episode 1. And my notes for that are that Lucas was acting sketch at the beginning of the episode. The next thing that I had was that supposedly Maya had something that tied Garrett to Allie's death, but Garrett's dead and Allie wasn't murdered. Somehow Maya had something that connected someone to the murder of someone. So there you go. Also, something else that I realized that some people have already realized, which I found out when I googled what I had realized, was that Season 3, Episode 1 and Season 1, Episode 1 have a ton of different parallels. So I definitely suggest watching those 2 episodes back to back and then writing down all the different parallels, because there are a lot. My next thing says, well, Ren's and Radley volunteering. Because as Marlene King has revealed, Mona was A until she was in Radley, and then the current A stole the game from Mona while she was in Radley. And if Ren was with Mona all the time in Radley, he could have easily stolen the game. And there's also that picture of him coloring in the red coat, and everyone thought it was like, oh, he knows who Red Coat is, because that's when Red Coat was like a thing. But then if you look at the picture, it's like supposed to be the Campbell farm. Lucas is still acting sketchy. A was in the women's restroom, ? I feel like people would notice if a random man just went into the women's restroom. I mean, there are tons of things in this show that people should notice but don't, so then again. I also put Angie ? Because Angie starts with the letter A, and Angie was some random woman who worked at the brew. She brought coffee to someone and they just said, thanks, Angie. And we don't really know what Charles looks like, so she could be Charles. Also, I don't know if this was a clue or just me overanalyzing the episode, because I think at this point we're just supposed to be looking for the twin theory again of some sort. And when Spencer goes back to the motel where Mona's lair was, the letters on the sign in front of the motel were like half going out, and at one point it just said like TWO, and that spells 2. So I don't know if that's really a clue, but I wrote it down anyway. I also, a little farther down, wrote WORT in caps, and I really don't know why, because I have literally no earthly idea what that means or any recollection of what happened in the episode that caused me to write down WORT in caps. So the next episode we were supposed to watch was the finale of Season 3, and my notes for that are also pretty weird. It just says, creepy doll. A sent Jenna an address, Jenna meeting with Shauna, in parentheses, her lover. Aria ugly crying, as she normally does, because Aria's a terribly ugly crier. Melissa and Jenna and Shauna were arguing. This is one of the parts where I get really confused, because Mona says that Red Coat is in charge, but Red Coat at this point is Allie. How is Allie in charge of A if A is tormenting Allie? I just don't understand all these different connections. It is so confusing. At one point when they are in class with Ezra, he says something about how all things truly wicked start from innocence. I don't know if that's a clue of some sort, but it might be. And then I wrote in all caps, Aria leaves Ezra again because she's a fool. Moving on to Season 4 finale. They're with Noel Kahn, and he seems kind of sketchy. Also, there was a lot of sexual tension between Cece Drake and Detective Holbrook in the interrogation room. I don't know if we were supposed to pick up on that, but I did. Also, we found out that Cece knows who killed Bethany, and I feel like that's something that everyone kind of forgot about, but it's really important. If Cece knows who killed Bethany, that would probably mean that she knows who Charles is, if that's the same person, so I think we should probably find out what Cece knows. Ezra looks angry and violent, but still attractive. Also, this theory, I'm pretty sure is a genius theory. Could Charles be the slightly chubby black cop who has been in the entire series, who no one's ever suspected, but he's always just been there? He could be Charles. He worked with Garrett and Wilden. We already know that we can't trust the police in Rosewood. He has just been silently watching everyone this whole time. He's been there. So I think that the black cop could be Charles, although that would be really strange, but it's possible. Also, why do Mona and Charles both have a fascination with dolls? Oh, also in the season 4 finale, we find out that Allie only helped pull Hannah out of the burning lodge and that the other girls had already been pulled out. So I would like to know who in the world pulled them out of the lodge. I also said I will never understand why Hannah didn't shoot A. She's literally standing there with a gun. She could have just like shot him in the leg so he couldn't jump anywhere and then they ripped the mask off. Moving on to season 5, episode 12. I wrote, did Sarah Harvey kidnap Mona? Because Sarah Harvey had been kidnapped by Charles and she's blonde. Ooh, I also wrote, there's that black cop again. Also, at one point, the liars are doing something and one of them says, let's stick together, and another says, because that's what we do. Okay, because you have never once stuck together in anything. You always split up like fools and then get attacked by A. Also, why the heck is the back of Allie's hair straight and the front is curled? Does she not know how to do her hair? We also find out that Mrs. D is having an affair with Bethany's father. Oh, this part was when I got so excited because I thought it was such a great clue. Paige was coming to Emily's house to like bring her soup or something because Emily had told her she was sick, which was a lie. And then Paige saw Allie leaving Emily's house and get into a car with Cindy and Mindy, who were those weird, creepy twins. And then Paige said that she followed them and they drove to an abandoned farm. What did we see in the season 5 finale and the season 6 premiere? The abandoned farm. The Campbell farm. They also talked about how Allie lured Bethany to Rosewood because she was jealous of the affair that Allie's mom was having with Bethany's father, and they also say that she wanted her dead. Okay, this was my final thought about that episode. Mona looks so freaking dead at the end of that episode. I do not understand how she is still alive. She looks so dead when she is in that car trunk. And the final episode that we were supposed to watch for clues was season 5, episode 13, which was also the Christmas special. My first thought was, why the heck is Santa working with A? How does Mona's ghost visit Allie if Mona isn't dead so she doesn't have a ghost? Also, I thought it was important that Allie didn't remember being young, and that's probably why she has no clue who Charles is. Mrs. D told young Allie that Mr. De Laurentiis would leave them if he knew that there were 2 dresses, and then Allie said something about like, is the other one for Bethany? And Mona said, it won't be that easy, so I don't really know what we're supposed to get out of that. Also, this annoyed me. They were all singing Christmas carols, and Jenna's friend Sydney was not even lip syncing correctly, but yet she was in Camp Rock too, so she should probably know how to lip sync. Ooh, okay. This I thought was actually really interesting and probably important. Allie's entrance at the ice ball is literally just like the entrance that Charles had them recreate at the prom that they were recreating, where she is walking down the stairs and she has 2 people on each side of her, and everyone was like standing the same and like the structure and everything was the same. So I think that there's probably some significance in the fact that Allie's entrance in the ice ball was pretty much the exact same as Mona Allie's entrance in the recreation of the prom, because even like the people were just like not moving, just staring at Allie, and that's what the mannequins were doing, and I just, whew. So I don't know what the connection there is, but I think it's important. Also, why does Holbrook not move his face when he talks? He literally just moves his lips, and I don't get it. It annoys me. Also, this part confused me because Cece Drake told Allie that Mona couldn't hurt her anymore, and that was when I thought that Cece had killed Mona. I also don't understand how Mona and Allie are both so afraid of each other. Also, we found out while Spencer and Hannah were in Allie's house, Hannah found a letter to Allie from Bethany. Allie obviously knew Bethany and sent her a piece of yellow clothing to wear on Labor Day, so I'm wondering if Allie was like working with A/Charles or was trying to avoid them and knew what was going to happen and sent her the exact same top as her so she would look more like Allie, and then they would accidentally kill Bethany instead of her, or I don't really know what was happening there. I think this was important when it was the little news story towards the end when they were all like sitting there in the living room. It was kind of like a parallel to when they all found out that Bethany was the one who was in the grave, because they were all like sitting in the same type of way in the same area, and it was really creepy. The only difference was that Paige was there instead of Allison. What is so funny at their Christmas dinner? And how does A have time to set up an entire light display and decorate a tree without any of them noticing? So that is all the information that I've gathered from the episodes that we were supposed to watch for clues about who the heck Charles is and what in the world is going on in Pretty Little Liars. I think the thing that most confuses me is the whole connection slash switch from it being Mona to Charles. If Mona is A, or was A, and knew everything, how did she not know who Charles was? Charles had to have been around for at least 2 years, being Charles, like, if he had kidnapped Sarah Harvey 2 years ago. If you have any earthly idea what in the world is going on or who Charles could be, please let me know your theories in the comments, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and stay gold.